Okay, this is part 3 of a lesson about graphing cube root functions. If you have not watched part 1, you should go back and watch that first. Alright, because we already know that we need to use the x values -8, not -2, whoops, -8, -1, 0, 1, and 8. I'm using these because I'm about to do the cube root, which is my parent function. And these numbers are easy to take the cube root of. Cube root of -8 is -2, and then I get -1 and 0 and 1 and 2. Okay? Now, this 3/4 is what we call the A value. And anytime there's an A value, you need a third column on your table. So we can just extend this to make a third column. Alright, and in that third column, we apply the A value. So in the third column, we will do 3/4 the Y values. Okay, so we're multiplying all the Y values by this A value. So 3/4 times these. So let's use a calculator. So 3/4 of -2. All right, will look like this, my friends. So 3/4 of -2. That's too many parentheses. So I get -3/2, which is -1.5. So we've got -1.5. And of course, 3/4 of -1 is just -3/4. So that's -0.75. And then 3/4 of 0 is 0. And then I will have positive 0.75. And positive 1.5. Okay, once we have this third column, we can disregard the previous Y values and use these instead. So I'm going to graph these, but I have not done the -1 yet, so this is temporary. I'm going to graph it, but I will not connect the dots. So I've got -8, -1.5. So -8, -1.5. -1 is -0.75. Then 0, 0, and 0.75, and 8, 1.5. All right, do not connect the dots because we still have to do the transformation. So this -1 tells us that we are going to be shifting to the right by 1. Okay, so I'm just going to take each one of these points and move them to the right by 1. Okay, and that will give us our final answer. Okay, so that's your answer to number 7. This is a transformation because this number is less than 1, okay, in absolute value. This is a vertical compression. So don't say vertical stretch. This is a vertical compression by a factor of 3/4. And as always for these functions, the domain and range are both -infinity to +infinity. All right, let's move on to number 8. Notice that number 8 does not have an A value. Well, A is 1, technically. So we should be able to do it with just 2 columns, not 3. So the parent function, we will use -8, -1, 0, 1, and 8. And when we do the cube root of x, we will get -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Let's go ahead and graph those points, since there's no a value to apply, but do not connect them. So -8, whoops, -8, -2, -1, -1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 8, 2. So we now must apply the transformations. Well, I really only see the 1. This is going to be left 1. Okay, so I'm just going to move everything left 1, and that's it. So this will end up here, and here, 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 and here. So go ahead and draw your curve. So that's what number 8 should look like. Don't forget, the domain and range are both going to be -infinity to positive infinity. Number 9, again, no a value other than 1, so 2 columns should suffice. We will use the usual values, -8, -1, 0, 1, and 8. When I do the cube root, I get -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Let us graph those points, but do not connect them because we have not done the translation yet. -8, -2, -1, -1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 8, 2. Call that the skeleton. Now, this tells us to go down 3. So I will move everything down 3, like this. This. And wait a minute. That one got messed up. Okay, I put this point in the wrong place. Silly me. It was 8, 2, not 8, 1. Should have been right there. Okay. And then we draw the curve, and that's it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Making myself hungry. So that is the answer to number 9. Once again, number 10 does not have an a value other than 1, so 2 columns will suffice. Let's use our typical x values of -8, -1, 0, 1, and 8. So when we take the cube root of them, we get -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Let's go ahead and graph them, but do not connect the dots. This is just a skeleton. -8, -2, -1, -1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 8, 2. Now we will do the transformation indicated by this +4. Specifically, we will go up 4. And that's all. So let's just take each one of these points and move them up 4. Up 4. Up, up, up 4. And that is how you do it, my friend. So that's number 10. Of course, the domain and range are both -infinity to positive infinity. Now, number 11. This is not an a value, all right, because of this plus sign. Please understand that this is the same thing as having y equals the cube root of x minus 4, all right? These are equivalent. So there's no a value, so we will just do a 2-column table. We will use -8, -1, 0, 1, and 8, taking the cube root. we will get -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. We will graph only the skeleton. -8, -2, -1, -1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 8, 2. We will not connect the dots because we must do this shift no matter which one you are looking at. This is down 4. So we will take each one of these points and move them down 4. And draw the curve. So that is what number 11 should look like. Of course, the domain and range are both negative infinity to positive infinity. Alright, now we have arrived at the last problem. I'm almost disappointed that once again there's no a value, so it'll be the same as the last one. In fact, no one should really be watching this video right now. I should be talking to myself into the void, because you've seen plenty of problems. You should be able to do this by yourself. So once again, I graph this parent function, and it looks like this, just like the last 2 times. We do not connect the dots because we still must do the shift. This -1 is a translation down 1. So I move everything down 1. And draw the curve, and that's it. Alright, number 12 should look very much like that. And one last time, the domain and range are both negative infinity to positive infinity. Well, surprise, surprise, surprise. And that is the last problem. I hope this video has been helpful for you. I will see you on the next video.